Hello everyone and welcome back to TRIGUN Stampede!
Woo!
In the last episode, none of you know what happened because that video got copyright claimed.
Oh, no. Even you tried so hard.
I legitimately did about 8 uploads. I had a community post on it. I just actually put up a minute ago. So you know when this was recorded. Recorded Monday night. But I basically in there, I explained, I've already uploaded that video 8 times. So maybe I have to change up the format. Maybe I have to do something different. But obviously whatever I've been doing isn't working. Especially if they're going to manually claim it like they did. Because it was a manual claim this time. Or at least they allege it is. I don't know how much I actually trust YouTube on that. Because YouTube is kind of a piece of junk at times. But, you know, we'll just try and live with the consequences and try and get this series up and going. In the last episode, we were introduced to our good buddy Vash the Stampede, as well as our supporting characters Roberto and Meryl.
Mm-hmm. And Meryl is very cute.
Very cute, but very different from what we're familiar with, both in... Not so much from the manga, but in the manga, she's... This is kind of a thing that I'm struggling with the manga a bit, is that the manga has a lot of really good stuff going on for it, but I really like a lot of the character stuff they did in the original anime, where it feels not as present. Like, they might have filled it with filler, but that filler helped rather round out and define the characters, and a lot of the filler actually ended up being later plot arcs that got adapted into filler arcs. It's kind of weird that way.
Yeah, like, here's the thing about filler, is that there's different qualities of filler. You can't just say that all filler is the same and you should skip it and it's all terrible and blah, 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 blah. Like, there's filler that is still integral to characters, because you can have the filler develop characters more or develop relationships and relationship dynamics and all this kind of stuff. And then there are filler that doesn't necessarily do anything for characters, but might help establish things in the world. And those two fillers still do important things to the overall story, even though that they don't directly advance the plot necessarily. And then there's the filler that everyone dislikes, which is completely pointless, and it's just there to fill out time or space or whatever for next week when it's all important, and you can skip it. That is what everybody associates with filler.
And you get a lot of that in, say, Naruto. There's a lot of those arcs where it's just like nothing really occurs, nothing really happens. You don't really get any deeper perspective on the characters, that sort of thing. So, but with Trigun, a lot of those episodes of the day were the meat of the show. And the idea that we were just exploring these characters, getting into highfalutin situations, and we're seeing their skill sets be used and implemented. We're learning more about them as we go along.
Yeah. And like I said, when I was comparing it to Slayers, the episodes of Trigun where it was all of these hijinks and all of these really fun, wacky hijinks and all that, it felt very much like Slayers, because the majority of what makes Slayers is that the characters get themselves into wacky situations, not necessarily because of something that they've done, but because of their own reputation working against them.
Yeah, it's like you need to ask yourself, because this always comes down as an issue to me, is like, the overall plot is not always the most important thing at all times. Sometimes you gotta, like, if you're thinking from a movie, then yeah, maybe that perspective isn't necessarily wrong. Maybe in a movie you really want things to be choppy and head, chop, gotta get everything moving towards the main plot, towards all that stuff. You can have slower starts, but everything has to be in service towards the final, the final moments of the film. You're on a roller coaster ride, you're on a track, you're going there. But when you're in a series or in a manga or what have you, you can deviate left and right and bounce all over, and to an extent that can get old. Like I'm reading the Komi manga, and Komi-san has anxiety or whatever it's called, but right. Like and it's fun. I love the manga, but it got stuck in a long chain of filler arcs that didn't really do too much other than just keep introducing a new character of the day. And even then, they weren't typically all that deep. They're more gag characters. And it's a gag comic, but even that can run thin. Like, there is a limit you can push it till your audience starts to stop tuning in. You kind of have to give them something to kind of tag them along. Trigun never had that issue. You always got dragged along for the ride because these characters, they always got in new situations. They always had different things challenged about them. And it was always different dynamics being shown at play. It was never the same formula over and over again, like in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Actually, I think even Pokemon had better formula than a lot of shows sometimes.
I don't know about that, because the part of the reason, or actually the majority of the reason why I stopped watching the Pokemon anime was because apart from episodes where Ash goes and fights a gym battle or whatever, it was just the same episode all over again. It's just repeated, but with different side characters and different Pokemon of the day. The only time that I tuned back in was when they did other things with the show, like little side plots that were in there, like Ash adopting a Chimchar that had been abused by its previous owner. That sort of thing. Like, I tuned in specifically for when that Pokemon was being used in that episode because I found its arc compelling.
But regardless, our points stand on that, is that filler isn't bad, and I argue that the filler in Trigun the original enhanced what later came, because we got a very rounded look at all the main cast. We got an incredibly rounded look at Vash, we got an incredibly rounded look at Meryl, we got an incredibly rounded look at Millie, we got an incredibly rounded look at Wolfwood. So we understood all of them. So when things started to go down, and then we started to see how it affected them, we both understood and felt sympathy for them, for what they were going through. Like, we had more of that improved understanding. So that's where I think the original Trigun excelled. Now, obviously, this one is a little more on a fast track, where we're kind of going into things. So we'll see where this goes. They got a little less time to work with. Actually, a lot less time to work with.
Yeah. I hear that in some of the Trigun circles, like especially on Reddit, there are some people that are saying, oh, it's doing things that Maximum is doing. I'm not sure, because some people are saying, well, it's not going to be completely the same, so maybe it's going to follow the same relative plot beats and all that kind of stuff. We just have no idea.
Yeah, and there are a few things that are sticking out from Maxim and my time reading Maxim and the original that I hadn't picked up on before, because I didn't, like, location names hadn't quite stuck. Janora's Rock is significant, at least in the manga. It's very significant. There are a few things, some things that we missed last episode, or at least I missed. I'll lay that on my own shoulders because I'm unobservant sometimes. The Bad Lads gang got mentioned. I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
They were the ones that hung up Vash. I didn't catch that brain-wise. Or at least they were suspected to, because that's what Roberto said. Also, one thing that I showed you later is Vash's introduction, which I only realized afterward, is perfect.
Yes.
Because it perfectly matches his old aesthetic with the spiky hair and the closed jacket. It's like, this, for all the faults that you might want to level out the show later, I don't think you're ever going to be able to label these guys weren't fans of Trigun. In fact, what I find really interesting is that more than I'm reading the manga, there are certain scenes where Vash's hairstyle goes kind of floopy and like the gel like weakens and falls out. And he actually looks a lot, and I mean a lot, like this rendition of Vash. So I find that just interesting. I think someone like read the manga and was like, we can take this in a new direction. Like, I like this style here.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you can have an entirely original rendition of a show or manga or whatever that is completely different from the last one, or even the manga or the light novels, and still have it be enjoyable, as long as the creators know what they're doing with their writing, with their art direction, and have a thorough understanding of what they're adapting. And I have reason to believe that this is the case with Trigun Stampede.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. They seem like they know what we're doing. Now, admittedly, that was based on one episode. We still have this episode. We have more episodes to go. I've heard one person talk about this episode and they didn't like it, which, interesting. I'm curious to see what they didn't like about it, but I'll hold off judgment until we watch. And then the one thing that I hope they keep, because it's so bizarrely iconic, all the weird characters in weird gimp suits. Like, there's a lot of them in Trigun, and there's even more in the manga. If they don't keep that, I will be disappointed. Like, come on, gotta get all that Mad Max inspiration in there, all the leather.
Yeah, it's so iconic to Trigun that if you take it out, it's like, how does Trigun get separated from?
Like if these people can't look like they're sweating oceans in that fucking leather, it's not Trigun.
Yeah.
I need to be able to smell these characters. Oh,
delicious.
All right. We've talked about this enough. Let's hop into it. You ready?
Yes, I am so ready. Let's go.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back in the chamber. Oh. They're really hammering this home. Oh, got a few new scenes.
Vash. Virus? Wait, how did you keep that?
Maybe it was in his coat.
So this is the OP. Okay, got it.
That was such a good transition.
That was. What's actually cool is I think they uploaded this creditless on their YouTube channel. I think. If I remember that correctly, which I thought was... Yeah, I think it had to have been, because I remember, like, it's much nicer to watch without the credits. All the credits are well integrated. I'm not going to say they're bad.
Oh, yeah. It looks really nice. It's very...
Someone spent a lot of time rendering the sand.
Yeah. Oh, it's so very stylistic, and so uniquely stylistic.
Oh, I love it. The sand's falling, so they have the credits blur in the same direction as the fall. Oh, I'm catching that now. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they put a lot of thought and effort into this, and I just appreciate it so much.
What's hilarious is this is a complete contrast to the opening of Tower of God, which was literally just a character walking, doing nothing, and like walking with cuts to black. It's effectively the same one, but it has a completely different feel here. It feels way stronger in this. May City Prison.
Oh.
The Nebraskas!
The Nebraskas!
Yay! Giant man! Giant man! Giant man!
I really love that they very subtly had hinted to the Nebraskas in the wanted posters in the background.
It looks exactly like you.
Twins are a thing.
Well, I mean, they're fair here.
Yeah, yeah. Why is there a beetle in the background?
Why wouldn't there be? Do you not have a decorative beetle in your house?
No!
I have several on my walls. You just can't see them in the camera angles.
Oh, it's the kid, that's why.
Oh, hey, little insecty boys. Oh no, you're winning her over. You're good with kids. Oh!
Oh.
Oh no! Oh, it is the Nebraska's episode! Oh!
Yep.
Well,
Oh.
Holy shit!
The
Come on,
scream!
Rosa, don't be an ass like that!
Ah!
Oh, this animation is amazing.
This is so good. Oh no!
I love just like the way he moves. I can feel the exertion in his body.
Yeah.
This man is just not want to run. He's like, I don't want to be here.
Yes, help him.
Hey, Meryl, why are you so good with a rope?
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Yes!
Yes!
Yes! Okay, he's more realistically sized this time. That's
yeah. Look at his little bow tie.
Do you think we'll get the other half of the family later?
I hope so. That would be great.
Gofsef. Dude, be happy. That's a great photo.
Yeah. Oh my god, Vash, why do you have butter feet?
Please tell me he's crawling behind them under the lip. Oh, okay.
Oh. It's fair.
Yeah. Oh, damn! For a 22? Damn!
Wow.
Fucking... I said inflation hadn't hit, but maybe it has.
Maybe, yeah. He just... Oh.
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 Oh, Toma! Oh, they're so cute. I love them.
Yeah.
You know, Jay said that they're more insectoid in this, but no, they're actually more bird-like than the mangas.
Yeah. Like, they just look like regular emus. Just blue.
I just now registered he's holding a rocket launcher.
Yeah. No! They're trying to save his life by capturing him.
Oh no!
Oh!
He'll be fine, I hope.
I hope! Oh, kid.
Oh. Oh my god, Tanis, have some spatial awareness.
Yeah. Oh.
You are a dumb fucking kid.
I would hate that, being in all that dust.
You could probably tag him with the rocket, man.
Then the Thomas would be...
Tama. Wait, how did you get that? You left it in the middle of the desert.
They probably went back to get it. Ah! No! Bird! Don't run over it!
Do not hurt the Emu boy!
Ah!
Oh my god, I want this soundtrack so much. I love this.
You see Roberto? He's drinking, but his eyes are wide. I love how he keeps bashing his head.
My power is flickering. That's... Alright, no, we're good. Alright, weird.
Oh, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I wouldn't stop. Yeah, see?
Yeah. No! No! Release this. Oh wow, that is a strong freaking bird.
Yeah. Yeah, still Vash.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah. I mean, anyone would probably be. Oh no, the bag!
Oh! Oh!
Oh!
Oh!
R.I.P.
What are you, a Pokemon?
Oh, calm down. Calm down, Grandpa. Oh. Oh no, they're gonna go after Chinora Rock, aren't they?
Yeah.
Gonna lure Vash back out. Oh, poor bird.
Hey, the bird's fine. Bird made it. He's fine. He's a little tired, maybe.
I know, I'm saying poor bird because he's tired.
Oh, drink the bird. Water the bird.
Water the bird, yeah. That's such a nice little moment. Yeah. There's that map. I didn't say anything about the map last time, but I saw it.
I didn't catch it. I either just didn't register. I was trying to think of other things.
You are very unobservant.
I focus on different things.
Sure, that's your excuse.
All right, Toma, time to go save the day.
Yep.
Bird's gonna be the real hero this time.
Yes.
Gonna peck him to death.
I like how there's such a nice blue color in this version.
Yeah, nice. Oh, damn.
Oh. Yeah, like they were very cute creatures in the original anime, but they're still really cute here.
Who's making Rosa do all the heavy lifting here? She's pregnant, guys.
Yeah.
Why are you closing the gap? Oh, maybe you don't have shots. Okay.
No, they use them all on Vash. Oh, no! Oh!
Oh, shit!
Nice!
Oh, this music. Oh!
Ooh! Is it jittery for you?
No, it's not.
Okay. It's kind of jittery for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's probably just, from streaming.
Yeah.
It's too beautiful! Discord can't handle it!
Okay, that's why he hasn't fired it yet. Oh, Vash! Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah. God, they all look like they have Parkinson's because of the jitter.
Dr. Wily, motherfucker.
He needs to have more of a bald head in the middle.
How do you know that? Oh, wait, no, he does know that. Never mind.
Yeah, he does.
I'm stupid. Oh, okay.
Oh. Beautiful. He's on the side of the living.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Finally, the rocket paid off.
No! No! No, the plant!
Oh, Gosef!
No! No, Gosef!
Gosef!
Now he just has to reel himself up. No!
Yeah, you almost did kill her kid, man.
Yeah. Compassion for parents.
Just bash him aside and grab the rope. You have it back.
Well, yeah, but they could very easily just take it back once Gosef is safe. Oh, I love it!
Oh, it's fucking heartwarming.
It's so good. Human compassion at its finest. Oh. Aww.
Oh. Are we turning them into characters? Like, I'm digging this.
Oh, he's scared of them.
Oh, drunk Meryl.
Oh.
I don't know if I like those.
Yeah, no. How do you get there so fast?
I'm drunk.
Oh. Senpai. Oh.
What?
I didn't think that they would attack him. Oh.
Oh, no. Not the ghost.
No!
Oh, no! What?
Oh,
no, you can't do that! You can't do that! You can't redeem him and then just kill him like that! How could you? I don't care you give me a pretty ending sequence either. Come on. It's not fair. Oh man, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every moment in that episode was a left.
It was. Yeah, I was surprised. It had such like severe twists and turns, like, oh, they're doing the fun hijinks, and then it's danger, and then it's so heartwarming, and then no at the end. A wonderful roller coaster of emotion.
I'm trapped in a glass case of emotions. I'm sorry, I just can't get over. They're making like these star patterns for the for Vash and Knives, and they just have the stupid fucking hair, and it's like I just can't get over that goddamn haircut. Orange.
Orange.
Oh. That's so they're doing the thing where like every episode is ending with the concept art. Damn. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it's way more intimidating now that he's not an octopus.
Jellyfish.
I'm just gonna go through all of the invertebrate water animals before I get the right one.
You'll get there eventually after you go through starfish, after you go through a sea cucumber. You'll get there eventually.
But yeah, let's thumb through that. So we had this flashback to Rem. Oh. Okay, so I mentioned this in the middle of the recording, but my light's been flickering, and I don't know why.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, they didn't do it much, but they did it a lot for a brief period of time, so I'm wondering if something's happening. Regardless, we get this flashback to Rem, which doesn't really elaborate on much, other than we got a confirmation that I think Knives said something to the effect of this was his doing. A brilliant success, I finally did it. So basically we got confirmation that he did in fact do this, even though I think we had soft confirmation last episode. And anyone that knows anything knows that Knives crashed the seed ships.
Yes.
So it's not like this is a big mystery, but we get a follow-up on that is Vash listening to the radio, listening to this voice. He's being spied on by the virus robot here. And I'm wondering, who is it on the radio that's talking?
Yeah. Because,
like, is this someone that's obviously kind of adjacent maybe to Knives? Or I don't know why. Like, there's a purpose to this. You know, it's obviously someone maligning the fact that they live on no man's land, which is kind of a piece of shit planet when you get down to it.
It is, yeah.
It's just sand and dirt, and I guess Tomas. I mean, that's the only good thing you got going for it. Although, I don't know we have confirmation if Tomas came on the seed ships or not. I would presume not. I would presume that they're alien life forms.
Yeah, I don't know. But obviously there's enough life on this planet that you would be able to support other kinds of life, but obviously it's just not conducive to human life who evolved on Earth, which is much more plentiful.
Oh, one thing I'm picking up now, because it was different with all the flashing lights going on, but Knives has much lighter hair than Vash.
He always has.
Oh yeah, but I didn't pick up on in this. I thought that he had actually had similar tint, but I guess,
no.
The lighting was always so changing and shifting that you couldn't really get a good beat on that. So Vash is listening to this guy, or should we here's a tune, and then we transition into the opening, which, God, that was slick.
It was so good. I love that.
I haven't looked very closely at this opening. We already talked about it pretty in depth, but I think what the implication is with the hourglass moment, I think the implication is that all the sand is actually bullets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm curious now if, like, all those grains are actually tiny bullets, or if that was just kind of, like, drawing the comparison.
It could also be.
But the opening, I love it. I actually really love the more mellow song. And I know that people are mad that you don't have the classic da-dun-dun, da-dun-dun, which I love, but I kind of do feel like they're going for a different feel for this, and it's working really well. It's kind of interesting how they're effectively the same shows in how they present themselves. Like, they have roughly kind of the same lightheartedness leading into smaller serious moments, leading into more intense action moments. Like, you kind of have the same flow of events, but they have a much different feel, where and this goes towards the filler versus more serialized aspect of things, where the original was much more like disjointed, every episode kind of standalone, even though they're all traveling in a consecutive line. It felt more like you had like this adventure of the day, as opposed to this, which is telling much more of a chronological story. And I think that's where the two different feels come into play.
Yeah. Have you noticed in the background, like that was in the background of that?
Yeah, that's the statue lady that goes, meow.
No, that's just you that goes like that.
No, I'm pretty sure that's actually in the audio. You just have to turn up the volume a bit. You couldn't hear it in the reaction because I had to turn down the volume so much to avoid copyright, and that didn't even end up happening.
No.
We get this opening scene where we overhear that the Nebraska family has escaped.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's saying, "Oh, that's nearby. How disturbing." So what you're saying is, you're not the person running around stealing plants all over the planet. Okay, that's a big drop.
Yeah. So there is somebody who is stealing plants.
We know it's Knives, if we're believing
Yes.
Vash. I love the body language in the show. Is just so good. It's like a little lean forward, a little bit of like nod, this little doggy nod, like.
He just seems so happy that someone is like believing him, sort of.
Yeah, it's like you can tell he's not being treated.
Oh,
He's so sad.
he's so sad.
Someone give Vash a lollipop. I think he needs one. This whole like, you're right. That is actually real. That's a metal beetle. That's cool.
Yeah.
What does he want with the plants anyway? Is it about money or maybe honor? Revenge. Does Roberto know something?
I wonder if it could be his journalistic instincts.
Yeah, that's always the go-to on that.
Yeah. Well, plus he's much more cynical character, so obviously he would immediately go to something like revenge.
The thing is, though, like Knives' revenge is unusual because it's so broad. It's literally a genocidal revenge. It's
yes.
Humanity is so inferior, and they insult my existence. I must purge them.
Yeah.
That's not a very common revenge tale. And the idea of stealing plants across the globe as revenge for something, that's a very mass and broad thing for someone to do, where most revenge is very like targeted. So it does feel weird that he immediately goes to that. So
yeah,
I think kind of teetering, I'd say 60-40 between he knows something and it's his journalistic instinct. I would actually prefer if he knows something.
That would actually be very interesting, yes.
And then you got is it Tommy is his name? Or
Toma.
No, Tomas are the Tonus.
No. Tonus.
Tomas are the birds. Tomas are the birds, Tonus are the boy.
Are the boy.
Are the boy.
They're so similar.
Yeah, not docking a point of a point on there.
Well, it's like how Mako's partner is Mekumon.
That probably leads to my difficulty remembering the name, beyond just me being bad with names.
Yep.
Yeah, so I do like how Rosa was very diplomatic in getting her son out of there before threatening the person that saved their town.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it makes complete sense. Like, time to get the worms out of the diner. We don't need worms in here. I don't care they have wings. Worms with wings, why do we need them? So she scares him off, and he leaves. And you stay out of here for a while. And yeah, Meryl's like, oh, you didn't have to go that far. And she's like, yeah, no, I really didn't.
Yeah.
Poor Vash. Oh, God. It's such a classic scenario to see him just being attacked by an entire town of people.
It is.
Oh, The Running Man. It's a great title for the episode. Because it's mostly like oh god, this is great. I want to know what that person I saw online was talking about. This episode was superb. It
was really good. Like, are they upset that it was something from the original anime? Is that why?
They said they were bored, and I'm bored. Baffled why they would have been disinterested in this. Like, this is exactly what Trigun is. Yeah. This is like the bread and butter of Trigun is Vash literally running for his life because he's a wanted man. Like, that's the premise of the show.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not into the premise of Trigun, why are you watching Trigun? Like, you don't have to watch it. It's okay.
What gets me is like it actually, this episode has arguably more energy than the last one because it starts off with this chase sequence.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I wanted to go back. What is on the back of this guy's uniform? Because like we get to the end of the chase, Meryl and Roberto save Vash with Meryl's amazing rope skills, which makes you ask several questions. And so like, oh, he's heavy, whatever.
Genora Rock.
Genora Rock? Who are these people then? Are they just random guards out from Genora Rock?
They could be.
What is this vehicle? Let's see. All the cars out here are like this. Loud, I can't have my son turning stupid on me. You should have gone to a big city like July. I think I will very much. After we catch Miller and get our 6 million.
Well, why didn't you do that before you went out to look for Vash? Maybe he doesn't have the money.
Yeah, I know, they did, because they just broke out of prison. They don't have anything. They don't have anything but the bow tie. And they're not selling that.
Well, and their weapons. Why would you give them back their weapons?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't not like he has another rocket. The handgun, maybe, but regardless, the redesign for Govsef. I don't even know how the Japanese pronounce that, frankly. So we're getting kind of what I like seeing is they're bringing the more ludicrous scale of Trigun down a touch.
Yeah.
Which was one of the things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, even in the manga, even whatever. I always felt like with some of the more serious level of the scale of things that some of the giants walking around make kind of no sense. This man is already pushing credulity with this size in this environment. Like the amount of food you need to sustain someone like this in a desert with that musculature is insane. Even with all the little, bips and bobs on his body. So I'm glad they scaled him down, and it's much more grounded in this way. It also removes some of the questions we're going to have if we meet the mother. Because, yeah.
I like how his hand is discolored. His fake one.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's a fake hand. I think it's a real hand. I just don't think it's his.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Although it could be fake. It could just be like a weird discoloration from not having blood running through it. Mm-hmm. There's some nice details here. What's going on with the doctor's head, the father's head? It's
Frankensteining.
Yeah.
It could be that he grafted on fake hair to himself because he just bald.
True. Maybe he's like Dr. Giraud and his brain's in a jar. That
would explain some things.
I do like how, like, throughout the episode, he is concerned for his son. And if you're familiar with the original show and the manga, you're kind of poisoned on it a little bit. Because, like, you're thinking, oh, he's so proud of his scientific invention. But no, I especially at the end of the episode, he kind of comes across, he actually is concerned for his son's well-being. Which is, I think, kind of an interesting twist on it.
It is very nice. Humanizes him a little bit.
Vash is disappointed about what photo they chose.
But it's a good photo.
It's a great photo! Dude, I would have that on my fucking mantelpiece if I were him. He's just so scrambly.
He is. He's like a little rodent.
Rat-like. That's an interesting way to think of him.
Yeah.
But the idea of learning bullets are worth 2 slices of pizza, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's... Jesus Christ. I mean, that's expensive.
Yeah.
That's really fucking expensive.
I'm a little bit sad that he didn't have, like, reference donuts or anything like that, but maybe he doesn't. It's only in the anime. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure there is a lot of art of donuts in. Well, am I thinking that, or am I misconstruing it with fan art that I've seen? Because there's a lot of fan art with the donuts, definitely.
Yeah.
And I was looking at
great little detail, just him just being obsessed with donuts, because they're sweet, just like him.
The more I'm thinking about it, I think that it might have been anime only, which is a shame. I hope they keep something to that degree. Maybe they've replaced it with pizza and he's going to go hang out with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That would be funny.
His plan to get out of town, to escape his pursuers, is to attach a red cape or cloak or what have you, not his jacket, but like a spare something that he must have found somewhere, to a Toma.
Yeah.
And this adorable little, look at this adorable little guy. He's so cute. Oh, he's handsome. He's
Very
so handsome. Oh, I want a Toma. They're so good. I'm so happy. If something bad happens to a Toma, I riot. We almost had that happen. I was very, very sad if it would come to pass. So of course they get cornered by Rosa and her wife, her other wives in the area, other mothers in the area, her friends, which is weird. Point of contention. They don't call for anyone else to back them up.
No.
Like, you would think that'd be the first thing to do. So that's the first major issue with the episode. Because you would think that, like, hey, we've got him, as opposed to everyone who's literally doing a wild Toma chase. And of course, the Nebraskas learn, oh, he's already cornered, so we're just gonna plow right on in and steal him. And this guy's like, for real? You promised to let me go before we hit town. It's like, shut him up, Gosef, and right out the window.
Oh. Well,
I don't think that guy's dead, but I don't have much faith he's in a good state either.
I hope he's not dead.
I still can't tell what this big thing is for. It has a crane on it. What were they doing out in the desert?
Excavation? It could be, them out there doing various things, from finding stragglers in the desert, finding lost leftovers, things like that. I don't know. There's a lot of world building potential for it.
There is. I'm just curious now, like what its purpose is. I mean, now, admittedly, there was a lot of things in the original Trigun that, or the Trigun anime, and I guess in the original as well, that like the technology didn't always make sense. It kind of went on Mad Max logic, where these kind of weird vehicles and the like. This has a little more grounding to it, obviously, by having Gosef be so small. So I'm curious now, like, if there is a justification for what this thing is. Maybe there's some art out there that can elaborate. Yeah. I think you have more on the beat of, like, they're out there searching for maybe lost technology. That would probably make the most sense. And then, of course, because he punched him out, no one's driving. Tonus, I don't know what he was planning to do here. Like, I don't know what he was doing outside of the city, as opposed to just outside of the shop. He's coming from a direction that's decidedly not the entrance. So where was he out here? What was he doing? And why is he approaching... Maybe he was searching for more worms. Why is he approaching... It's his mom, but she's holding a gun to someone. This feels another moment of a little forced. We kind of had to have him here for the threat to be real. It's not the worst, but it feels a little... There's a little bit of a grind there.
If only he was, like, maybe chasing a worm and then he just got caught in it. Like, he rounded the corner.
I think a cutaway of showing him maybe, like, before we even get to the Nebraskas, I think maybe showing him playing outside of one of the other gates, looking for more bugs and catching them, establishing that he's out there initially would have probably been a smart move, and it would have been very quick, because then what I would have done is had like a panning shot to the horizon, kind of do a mirage blur, and then we cut to the guys laying out in the field as the Nebraska steal the tractor. So, like, you get that nice smooth transition between the town and the desert, then the Nebraskas. So you have that, and now you have, of course, the famous cornering where they have to, it's not, we don't want to do this, but we have to, because we have people we have to take care of. Like the one of the most classic conflicts in Trigun in the Nebraska episode. So I'm very, very happy. This is a very faithful adaptation of that in spirit. Tonus, how did you not hear this?
Well, like, you can see him, his eyes raise as they get up over the little dune there.
I don't know. I feel like you'd still hear that. Nothing for miles to block the sound.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd hear that coming from a little mile away. So that's third kind of issue with the episode. And mostly it's centered around the townsfolk and how they react to things, if I'm being honest. Everything else so far has been really fine. But like how the townsfolk handle certain things, Of course, Vash being the good guy, when they're about to get run over, she runs to protect the boy. He runs to protect them both, and he succeeds. They crash into General Rock, and this is where we start the chase between the Nebraskas and Vash, who takes off on a Toma. And of course, my gripe was like, oh, why didn't he fire the rocket? They're establishing very, very early on here. Ammunition, man. It costs money. And that's one of the things that of course, later on, we're going to have Rosa running forward to bash them with. I'm like, why aren't you shooting them? Bullets are expensive.
Yeah, money. They require money.
Which wasn't as big a deal. Like, again, in the original, unless they wanted to make an episode of the day problem, they usually left it like everyone kind of has as much ammunition as you need. Kind of with that typical trope. Roberto, cool as a cucumber.
Yep.
They made the Nebraskas a little more bumbling in this version. Which I find interesting, especially because they redeemed them as well. Or half redeemed them. Let's be realistic about that. They've still done some pretty awful things this episode. I can't have my son turning stupid. That's so interesting, because clearly Gosef isn't dealing with a full deck already.
Yeah. But it could be because he's already suffering from whatever mental thing that he's going through due to maybe something that he was born with that required his father to experiment on him, or because of the experiment that it messes with his mental state that requires constant upgrades.
I want to know what they did before this to get them thrown in jail. Because, and of course, the original, the Nebraskas were bank robbers. Let me see if we actually hear that in the radio announcement. Criminals known as the Nebraskas were convicted on 96 counts of manslaughter.
Oh.
12 counts of attempted murder.
They aren't just bank robbers in this version.
They aren't just bank robbers this time around. They are killers.
Yep. So arguably worse.
Arguably worse. So it does raise the question of how redeemed. They didn't really get redeemed.
Look at that stretch.
Long Toma.
Yeah.
And I do it for you. We need that with Tomas now. I need it. So have you no pride as a gunman? He's like, nope, none whatsoever. Flippin' as always. So enjoy. God, I cannot get over how strong that Toma is. And the collapse of the cloth that he's grabbing onto. Like, let's not be wrong about that. That is some quality engineering. Your pack is not falling off that Toma. We got Toma brand carrying equipment endorsement in this episode.
No kidding.
So yeah, that falls off. The retractor happens and it slams him in the face. And of course they're out cold, and then they decide, hey, screw it, we're just going to go steal the plant in this town now. That's our plan. So again, still not good people. Vash gives a little bit of a life lesson about, what it means to kill or harm. What is a little bit more of his philosophy on there. Vash petting the good Toma, because Vash is a gem upon this planet.
He is. He really is.
And then, of course, we get the family running into Genora's Rock. I want to see now, are the bullets bouncing? What are the bullets bouncing off of? All right, docking a little bit of points here. Bullets are only hitting his metal plating. There seems to be no one aiming for the rest of his body, which is kind of hard to miss.
Well, he's also moving around a lot, but
a stray shot's going in. It's going by action show tropes, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I can give a bit of a pass. Still, when we start seeing bullets dig into people's bodies, that's where I'm going to start drawing lines. I will tell you now, the manga for Trigun gets fucking gory. Like, I don't know if they're recreated in this, but there's a scene really early on in Maximum where Legato body controls people and stuffs them. Like, there's a personnel carrier that is already stuffed to the brim with people, and he just forces people to go on in and can compact themselves into it by breaking and twisting their limbs. And it effectively kills them. And you know this because at the end of the chapter, blood is pouring out of the seams of the doors.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Legato's like, it's strange. It's wonderful how compact a human can get when they stop caring about pain and the way their joints are supposed to move. It's Legato. He's gonna be an interesting one to see in this.
Yeah. I had that happen in one of the panels for my music video that I was making that I was drawing that's probably not going to get done for the next 5 years. But that was gonna just the blood running through the cracks in the door was
It's a
thing
great
that I had
image.
already drawn. It is.
As you know, the great image as depicted to us in the classic bad fan fiction. Oh, why am I blanking on the name? The video is up on the channel. Is it? Blood Raining Nights. Sorry,
Yep.
Blood Raining Nights.
Blood Raining Nights.
The legendary blood dripping through the door. Oh no, was it just that? That might have been something that I added just for the visual aspect. I'm getting kind of mixed up what I added and what I didn't. We do that
it's
sometimes.
been a long time. Yeah, it's been a while, and you still have to do
the
the
rest
second
of the
episode.
series.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're tearing up this town. So okay, there's something much more valuable here. So a plant is far more valuable than Vash. So more than $60 million double dollars. Good to know.
6 million.
Sorry, 6. Right, sorry. 6. So that's definitely kind of worth note. And of course, they hear about it, so Vash is like, we gotta go back and save them. So he takes off immediately. And Roberto's like, actually, that kind of caught me off guard. Roberto's also in the business of like, hey, newbie, get in here. Where is it? Where's the scene? Roberto's the one that tells her, get in, and she gets in, and they take off.
Yep.
So, and then we get the conflict where they're trying to load it onto their car, but another issue, they stalled out. How did they get this car back here?
Yeah.
Unless this is a different one that's there and they plan to steal that one.
It could be.
So there's some logistical issues I have questions about in this. So we have this showdown. That's where they go to the end of this. And I think what's going to be my final gripe of the episode, we can't shoot or we might hit the plant. So that's why she's not firing. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't shoot the plant. And then you folks stay here. Rosa, you just made a big show of how much you wanted to care for your child. You're not just putting your life in the line, but also your unborn child's life on the line for this stunt. Why?
At least we presume that she's pregnant. She could just be thick. But
I think based on proportion, I presume that she's
like
pregnant.
that was my initial thought, but I had second thoughts as I was watching this, and I'm like, she's all around, not just her stomach area, but like the sides of her are also thicker than the other women. So I'm like, I was like second guessing myself.
I think it's the shoulders. It's the shoulders, the upper torso, and the face that kind of signal to me that it's not just weight.
Yeah. I do think that she is pregnant. I was just like, she also might be a little bit just naturally thicker as well.
I mean, hey, she got pregnant somehow. Someone appreciated something about that.
It's not all about looks. Oh, but yeah, we can definitely tell in this scene that she has a big stomach.
Yeah, so she's charging in there. She can't fire at the plant, but I think this was probably the dumbest move in the entire episode. No one ran forward with her. No one thought to try and catch up to her to stop her. No one tried to back her up. I just like there are several issues I have with the talent in this instance where they've all been shown ready to take action. Why is she the only one running forward to stop these guys physically? There's plenty of guys back there that aren't doing jack shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, got an issue here, guys. I don't like this plot point. It's because like if you're going to threaten a pregnant woman in a show, that better be some high level fucking stakes, because you're verging on the realms of high immorality here. And it's not treating it with that weight right now, especially because you kind of get a mini redemption for these guys. I keep saying it, but like people forget they murdered 69 people.
Yeah.
So we have issues here. Vash's kick is fucking phenomenal. I love that. that immediately like wall jump kick and the mouth drop. So we get the showdown, and again, I appreciate, as much as I complained about Vash drawing and firing in last episode, they are showing magnificent amounts of restraint with this.
Yes.
They could be having him pull the gun, fire all over the place, do cool tricks with them to stop bad things without hurting anyone, but still using his gun. And they're not. He's relying fully on his physicality as a first resort. He is relying to the gun as a last resort. And I adore it.
Yes.
Even to the point where we get to where, I mean, obviously he's dodging the fist. You know, he's doing these cool flips. Pirouette. He dodges out of the way. And finally, the father is about to launch the rocket. He does launch the rocket.
Yeah.
Vash doesn't fire his gun at it. And
No.
I'm like, why doesn't he? And it hit me. If he fired it at this rocket, it would have killed them.
Yeah, it would have exploded.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, you think in action terms, oh, if he shoots it, it'll explode, but, like, it'll do the everyone's covered in black soot thing. But no, so far we've been handling things rather realistically, with the exception of Vash himself.
Mm-hmm.
Vash himself is the outlier. So
Because he's not human.
Because he's not human, which we haven't learned yet in this show. It hasn't been named specifically. I don't know how we're to presume he escaped this. I guess he just managed to tank the blast somehow. Maybe his jacket's bulletproof, like in Maximum.
Could be.
That wouldn't really protect you. I don't know what happened with Ghost's arm. Why isn't it retracting? I mean, it is retracting, but like,
Yeah.
it won't retract later, which baffles me. Dad's face is beautiful. That is such a legendary level of mouth drop. Like, I need to make that an emoji somewhere.
You do it.
I'll get a nice screen cap of this episode. But yeah, the best moment was the moment that Vash has to draw his gun. Actually, I do like this. He is challenged. It's like, why are you protecting these people? They were trying to kill you too. Like, what do you owe them? And he's like, they were still good people. It's my job I want to protect people. It's what I do.
Yeah, just because they were bad to me doesn't mean that they're bad people. And I can understand their reasonings for doing it, and I don't fault them for it. That is Vash's mentality.
And then we got to see a little bit of Vash's, like, bullet time. Which, it's nice to see a gun operate in slow motion in anime. That's it feels rare, especially with, like, good gun mechanics, because you get...
Yeah.
There are obviously some guys out there that really understand guns and can really do them well, but then there are some companies that's like, gun make the pew-pew.
Yeah.
And then you get Ruby, where they fire the full fucking bullet encasing. I love just watching Vash pull the hammer back and the little sparks that come off from the rotating cylinder. That's so interesting. One Jay asked, why is the gun so bulky? And I'm wondering now if maybe his gun is so bulky because it compensates for recoil.
Oh.
Because it's different in the manga, as I understand it. The gun doesn't have any special properties to it in the manga.
Ah.
Not like it does in the original, in the anime. So I'm wondering if it's just thick now, because the 22 is a very light bullet. It's incredibly light. If you make it in a heavier gun, you're not going to feel recoil at all. It's going to be a heavy gun, but like you're not going to get that classic gun kick when you fire a gun. So I'm wondering if he does that for accuracy.
It could be. I know nothing about guns, so.
Just a little. It's such a little thing, but it adds so much. Just those fine, tiny animations of him just holstering the gun, just so slick.
Yeah.
And finally, we get to the finale here, where it turns out Golfsif, he has a heart to him.
He does.
Saving the plant, being a good boy, and he succeeds but falls. He shoots his arm up, and I I do have to wonder why his arm can't retract, because we get this whole climactic scene where he's hanging by a thread, barely. And it's certainly more heartwarming if more people are helping pull him up. I adored that part of the episode, because oftentimes it's Vash being the morally righteous one, and being the example, of a moral figure, but having the entire town chip in and follow his example. That is the essence of Vash taken to a new logical extreme that we don't see very often. So it's just
it is
already seeing that hit that note and hit it so well. It's good, especially when it's like this is his son. Like you can understand it as a mother.
Yeah.
But why doesn't it retract? Why do you not pull yourself up, Gosef?
It could be that his mechanics are starting to, degrade.
Yeah, but that's
upgrades.
That's writing that into existence, because we didn't see
I
any
know.
indication of it.
I'm just thinking of, like, based on what we've already seen, and him saying, like, I don't want my son to turn stupid, and everything's expensive, and it's like, well, this guy is a cyborg of sorts, so it could be based off of all the context clues.
And of course, we get Meryl here falling more in love with Vash. I mean, I understand, like, you can interpret that as admiration, but, like, yeah. I don't know. I'm reading. I think they're going more romance in this version, or at least more to some degree. Am I wrong on that feeling? Am I just my ship brain getting in the way?
I think it's too early to tell, but maybe it could go either way.
Like, at the very least, she's getting a very hearty appreciation for him at this rate.
It's funny that she has a very slumpy stance.
She does. Well, yeah. She's unconfident. She's rookie.
Yeah.
She's not into her own yet. I'm already looking so much further into the future for what you could do with a Meryl like this, and how you could get her to where she was in the manga and the anime. And I'm excited at the prospect of seeing this nervous, this kind of spastic. Is that a bad term to use these days? I don't know. Kind of all over the place girl that's not very, like, built up in herself become a calm, strong, and confident woman. And of course, Rosa being like, everyone gets drinks, and another issue. Why? What? Oh, those are the cameos I missed last time, wasn't it?
Yep.
Brilliant Diamond Neon.
Look!
Brilliant Diamond Neon. He's there, and Boomerang guy.
Yeah, Boomerang guy's there too.
Oh, please have them show up. Oh, that'd be wonderful.
It would be.
Well, okay. Only if the editing is good this time for Brilliant Dynamite's Neon. Which, I mean, hey, the Bad Lad Gang was already mentioned, so
yep.
I feel like we're going to get them. I feel like we kind of have to. You know, actually, if Vash ultimately decides to leave the town for whatever, because I was talking about it with Jay. Where's that map? I was thinking they're going to leave, and I think they're going to go to July. Yeah. I kind of get that sense, because obviously we have the July military showing up. So what I'm thinking is what route are they going to go? That's the question.
Please, at some point, can we go to Taradiddle's coast?
Where is Taradiddle's coast? Might get canceled if we go that way.
What about Squinty Coffin? I want to go to Squinty Coffin too.
Squinty Coffin? I didn't read these names. But yeah, if we're going to meet Brilliant Neon Dynamite, and it's going to roughly follow how early it was in the manga and the original anime, I predict we'll be taking a route to either Windmill Village or Terminal, and from there taking a steamer across the Grand Ocean, the Sand Ocean.
Stinky Lakeside.
Stinky Lakeside? Where's that one?
Yeah, it's above Hopeland Orphanage and Sage's Vomit.
Oh. these places. Get Tittle's Coast back. You get that guy back. He knows how to name things.
Pterodactyl's Coast, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm thinking we'll hit Terminal, we'll go across the sea, we'll go to Hopeland Orphanage, and that's, well, either we'll meet, blinking on his name,
Wolfwood.
Wolfwood. We'll meet Wolfwood at Terminal. Then we'll get to Hopeland's Orphanage. Or we'll get to Hopeland Orphanage and we'll meet Wolfwood. It just hit me. Wait, if Vash, the reason Vash is wanted is because he's been quote-unquote stealing plants.
Yeah.
That means that July hasn't been vaporized.
No, it hasn't.
Well, because like I don't know if like maybe the July military, because they never specify why they were there, what they were doing, and it would make more sense honestly for the crazy guy to want to kill Vash if he had destroyed the city.
It's why would July be on the map if it hadn't been destroyed?
Outdated map. I mean, the city, technically speaking, that was still the location of the city. It would still be a landmark.
Yeah. Also, there's a city down at the bottom, Orange Bazoo.
Orange Bazoo. These names are great. Wham's Farm. Wham's Fall, sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Wham's
Fall.
There better be a Wham's Farm there. I like Wham's Farm.
Yeah, because I was just looking at these because I was looking for May City, and I can't find it on this map, so it's probably outside of the map. Yeah,
this seems to me like a very located, like, if I had to guess, this is probably like a northern Europe, maybe like a Mediterranean-sized portion of land.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like you would think normally that if they're going to be dealing with a whole bunch of cities and stuff that it would be on the map, but no, there's more to this world and there's more to the society than just what's on the map.
Yeah, which I always love about world building, that you could always go outside of the map. Actually, I'm curious now what these lines are for, like what these territories demark.
Those are the unions, I guess. Because it's the 7 cities union map.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, maybe it's like 1. Count that as 1 because it's like kind of like Michigan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They lied to me. There is more than 7 unions. But yeah, so that's my prediction. And then maybe that's what the season will end with. Is the destruction of July. That might make sense. Which, Also, it's interesting it's spelled Nora's Rock, not Junora's Rock.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little, like, Easter eggs here. I love it. But it's like, it makes you wonder, like, where is everything going to go? I still don't know how I feel about the Nebraskas being... We don't know what situation they're in, because everyone's celebrating like something great happened, but... We're back at status quo, effectively. But the Nebraskas are here now. You know.
It seems like they've maybe decided to turn themselves in, so they might get the reward money from the Nebraskas like they did in the original anime. Yeah,
I just wish they spelled that out a little bit more, because it's like, that's not a... I don't like them moralizing. What?
Yeah. Oh, I was just saying I love his eyes.
They're
his
great.
Goggles.
Oh, I do love how Gosef is so scared of the worms.
Yeah.
That's great. People are injured. I like that we're seeing like consequences of the actions that happened. Everyone's having a good time. A lot of good little crowd shots. He's so scared.
He's so scared.
I'm all drunk, Meryl. Oh!
She's so red.
Oh, she's dripping it down the side. Oh, it's so cute.
Oh. Oh, and then those...
the evil DNA. Oh, sorry, the evil viruses, not DNA.
Yeah, the evil viruses.
So Vash is going to leave, and then Roberto does the same thing he did last episode. It's like, who are you running from? Oh, wait, no, I remember now. I'm terrible with names like like this random YouTuber that's watching my show right now. And then they hear panic upstairs. I don't know how to feel about this ending.
Yeah.
Because, like, not only did you kill Gosef before he could, like, fully redeem himself, or at least we presume you did, because that's an explosion.
Yeah.
It feels out of left field. Even though you did establish the virus things, it's just, Vash was going to leave, but now he's not, presumably, or something. maybe in the next episode they'll establish I've got to freaking go because this place is dangerous, and now those things are like, maybe he'll recognize them.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, he does recognize them. He knows what's going to happen because he sees them. He's like, he has to hold back the father. It makes me curious now. He doesn't draw his gun and try to shoot them.
No.
So either they're alive, which I don't think is the case, but they could be because technology in this world, it's still a big question mark. Or he knows they'll explode if he does.
Yeah.
Which is really... I want to see his facial expression here when he sees they're about to explode.
Oh.
No, we don't get to see his facial expression. They just explode. That's... Oh... damn it! You were doing so well with the Nebraskas, and now you've cut that. Ooh, I hope against hope he survived, but horribly injured.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think there's more you could do with the Nebraskas, especially if you're turning them into the cops. Like you have room to work there, and it gives a natural avenue for the mother-daughter duo to show up and try to break them out.
Yeah,
but. Damn, that's a way to end the episode.
It definitely is.
So overall, I had issues with this episode, but not as good as the first episode. Although the first episode had the issue of like the guy was just crazy. That was really the biggest issue with it. I don't really know what the bad guys was trying to accomplish. But other than that, like here there were a few issues, but overall still really solid. I'm very much enjoying this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
me too.
I don't know how much there is to talk about. Oh, you have information?
No, we can't. We don't. I don't really have anything really to say. I was just saying, like, I've mostly said everything that I wanted to say on it. Like, it's a really good episode. I was really digging everything that was going on, and I loved Gossip. and I'm intrigued by the viruses, and just can't wait for next week.
Yee. All right, well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope I managed to get this uploaded and not copyright claimed. A shout out that I forgot to do is shout out to all my wonderful patrons who will be named at the end of this video. If you want to support the channel and you like this content, please do so. Copyright claims are kind of a pain in the rear. You can support for $1 or more, and you get access to the Team Frostbite Discord server, where me and Twilight host Bad Fan Fiction Night, which is a load of fun.
It is, and we're reading something really wild at the moment.
Yes, this should be going up.
It's almost done.
Yeah, this should be going up when we're a day or two before we read the last chapter of a really insane Hunchback of Notre Dame fan fiction. Ooh, boy.
Yes, it's so good.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Good night!
Vash.